G'day guys, welcome back. I am trying my first live, so bear with me. I've got the camera going. I've got my tablet up there, but I just don't know how to. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hi. I'll have to maybe click on that. As I said, bear with me. I haven't done this before. I'm just working it out. Bear with me. I haven't done this before. I'm just working it out. Okay, now I can hear myself back. I'm going to have to turn the volume down, aren't I? There we go. Oh my people. Hi, Jane. Hi, Barbara. Yay, it works. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys how to mix your paints and pour a flip cup. Hey. Hi, Cheryl. I don't know how this is going to work because I don't know how I'm going to read all the comments and concentrate on what I'm trying to do, but I will do my best. Hi, everybody. Laurie, Wendy, Heidi, Virginia, Josephine. Right, this canvas is a 30 by 40 centimetre, 12 by 16 inch. So we'll get rid of that. And I've got a big push pins underneath, like so, ready to go. But I'm going to start with just showing you how I mix my paints. Hey, does anybody mind that? Hopefully not. Oh, I should have got a cup of coffee or something. Hey, it's too early in the morning for wine. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning here in Australia, Sunshine Coast. It is Monday today. I think if you're in the States, it's probably Sunday evening. Yeah, I'm coming into my 4th week of isolation, not working. So yeah, just enjoying the painting and the baking and the watching the YouTube videos and things. Hi, Susie. Hi, Eileen, Tammy, Nala. Hi, everybody. No wine. It's too early for me. All right. Now, let's get started, hey? I'm going to go in grams, so I'm going to put my little scale there. That's pounds. I'm trying to do it upside down. Okay, grams. Hopefully you can see that. I've got 6 colors. I'm going to go for like a beachy kind of a pour today. I wonder if I can zoom in at all. I don't know that I can, actually. Can you zoom while you... Oh, we can. Look at that. Woohoo. Learning something here. There we go. Right, can you see what it says down here? Let's zero that. All right, now I've got, as usual, my 60% glue and 40% water mix. I'm lagging a little bit, but hopefully it'll be all right. So equal parts of my pouring medium to my paint. The glue that I'm using in here is Elmer's Glue All, and then I've just got water. I want to do 6 colors, as I said, so 600 grams of paint, so 50 grams of pouring medium, 50 grams of paint's 100 grams, by 6 is 600 grams, so that's enough. Susie, yes, PVA glue. Do you want to see the bottle? That's it there. It's buffering a bit, isn't it? It's taking a while. Must have like a 5-second lag. Whoops, wrong way. I'm learning here, guys. Bear with me. That's it, Elmer's Glue All. You can use, if you're in Australia, you can use clear glue, you can use school glue. Just don't use the wood glue from Bunnings. You're welcome, Susie. No buffering, okay. It's just from what I say to what I look at in my little tablet up there. It's got about a 5-second delay. Right, let's get to this, hey? And I'm going to look down here now. So I can't see my little screen on my tablet, I'm sorry. I wish we could like hear voices, then I could hear you. What does that say? 49, 50. So I'm just going to go and put 50 grams in each of these. Okay, so bear with me. 50 grams in each. If you've got one of these scales like I do that you can change from grams to ounces to pounds, if you're in another country, it's pretty easy to do. You can just change it over to grams and then you'll be the same as what I'm doing. $51, that's okay. Now, if you're a little bit over, that's okay. I wouldn't go under, I wouldn't advise going under, but over's pretty good. If you're 1 or 2 grams over, that won't make a difference. So I don't know how many people would be actually interested in seeing this from woe to go, but I thought, well, for my first live, you know, I'm just trying to work out how to do it for a start, the technology behind it all. And I just thought I'll just do something basic here. There we go. Last one. And then I can look up and have a look at some of these comments, because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing at the moment. I probably should have had all these mixed up already. Hey, then I could chat more than work. Next time, maybe I'll do a Q&A. Hey, what about a question and answers? Would somebody like that? Questions and answers? And you can throw questions at me. Oh, thanks, Roxy. Yeah, it's a good reminder. I'm gonna drink of water. Susie'd like a questions and answers. Okay, so beach colours. These are all the Mont Marte Studio Acrylics. And I'll grab the bottle again. Waiting for it, waiting for it. There's the bottle. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way again. It's a studio acrylic, it's pretty thick. But it's a good creamy consistency. So that's it there. Some of them say school, studio, and some of them just say studio. The newer bottles are actually telling you the opacity of them. They're pretty much just all opaque or semi-transparent. I don't think they even do a transparent. So beachy colors, raw sienna, a creamy color that I made up, very similar to Seascape. Did you see Seascape the other day, my big flip cup ball? Got some white. I've got a pale turquoise. It's just turquoise with some white. This is a turquoise with some blue, and then I've got a navy. So let's get mixing some of those while we chat, hey? I need my stir sticks. I didn't get my stir sticks ready. I just feel as if I'm not doing very well at this. I can't read everybody's comments because I'm concentrating on what's going on down here. Hey? Let me have a little look at the screen here. And I like to get new ideas from the different way the cups are layered. Yep. Because sometimes I layer them and then sometimes I just pour them in like a dirty pour. So, oh, Jessica loved Seascape. I loved it. Hey, it was like one of my favorites. So let's try and just do a little Seascape, hey? Now, turn you on. So we had 50 grams of pouring medium, and now we're having 50 grams of paint. Hopefully I've got enough paint. Sometimes your paint might be a little bit thicker. Some colors are thicker than others. So you'll just have to change it accordingly. You might have to add a splash of water or an extra blob of paint. This one feels a bit thick. Don't know why. 40. There we go. That'll be close enough. That one's empty. Okay, now maybe I can read some comments while I'm stirring. This is going to be a very long video, you guys, if I'm going to stir each colour. But, yeah, some people like to learn how to do it, hey, especially if you're a beginner. I think it's good to see how it's all done. Thanks, Angel Star. This is a bit nerve-wracking. She says I'm doing great. Righto, stir, stir, stir. This one does feel a bit thick. It was getting to the end of the jar. It's probably a bit old. So I might have to add a little splash of water. I will show you the consistency. I'll get it up nice and close so you can see the consistency in a minute. Is that about my hubby? Laurie, her hubby might be off working again. Yeah, he's away. He works up near Moorumba, up Macquarie site. He drills and blasts. So he's away. So I'm alone most of the time. That's really thick. I'm going to add a splash of pouring medium to it. And my daughter Christy's gone back home down south of Brisbane. So pretty much on my own again. And yeah, there's no work at the moment, even though I'm a nurse and they say nurses are required. I do post-op recovery for elective surgery cases. And because our government's cancelled elective surgeries, there's not much work for me at the moment. So yeah, I'm coming into my 4th week of staying home. I'm actually loving it. Do I have to go back? If I could stay home and paint every day, I would. Here we go, 46, 48, 51. That's okay. Make sure you clean your stick off because you could have another couple of grams of paint on your stick. You don't want to have your mix too thick. I'm still going to have to work on that pale aqua there. It's still a bit thick. Where are you from, Gloria? Oh, thanks, Dina. She looks forward to my videos. I look forward to making my videos every day. And I'm trying to come up with new, and innovative things every time because, you don't want to watch the same thing over and over and over. And some people love swipes and others hate them. And some people love flip cups and others hate them. And some people love blooms. You either hate them or you love them, don't you, the blooms? Okay, that one's pretty good. This one's still really thick. I'll show you the difference. Hang on. I'll get up under here. See, that one's making quite a big mound. You can see how long it sits on top for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can still see it. It's way too thick. You want to, your mound, or your little trace that you do with your ribbon needs to be gone. Like no more than 3 seconds to stay there. I'm going to add some water. It's still really thick. Hi to Texas. Oh, thanks, Roxy. She likes my blooms. Hi, Charlotte. This is fun, you guys. But wouldn't it be great if I could hear your voices and then just talk back to you, okay? So that I didn't have to read the screen, because every time I look down, I kind of miss what's going on my little tablet there. But at least I've got it working. It took me a while. All right, it's still thick. Oh, this is the one, this is how it should be. Someone's phoning me. There's this little notification up on my screen. It's about the lady that's coming to look at my dogs today. See how that's much smaller mound? Let's see how long it sits on top for. 1, 2, 3, it's gone. So that's how it should be. All right, I'm going to mix these, try and mix them up quickly so that I can get back to you. I don't know why this one's so thick. Maybe I shouldn't use it. It was just the last little bit that I scraped out of the bottom of the jar. It's probably been in there for a year. It'll be all right. Okay, next one. Let's get going. Turn that on. I've just got my little scale on a tile because it needs to be on a hard surface. It's like weighing yourself on a carpet, isn't it? It's not accurate. All right, let's go. This is the cream. Now, because the cream's got a lot of white in it, I'm just going to take it up to that 55 because the white is thinner and I always have to add more white paint when I'm doing these. Okay, stir, 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 stir. Let me read. What are we talking about, guys? Canvases. Where you get canvases from? I have an account with Mont Marte. I generally buy most of my canvases through Mont Marte. I do have to spend quite a few $100s though before I can make a purchase. So I wait until I need heaps of canvases and heaps of paint and all kinds of things. And then I'll put in my order. But Spotlight, if you're in Australia, Spotlight are great for canvases. And they quite often have sales on, don't they? So I wait until I need canvases and wait till the sales are on, and then I'll order. I tend to order online. I buy everything online. Okay, this is the navy. There we go. 50 of that. We're up to 36. 45. Now I know that the navy is a little bit thicker, so I'm just going to leave it at like 46 grams. Get my lid on. Just reading here. Trying to read, trying to talk, trying to stir. Oh my gosh. Yes, Susie, I made the navy. It's phthalo blue with a little bit of black. Pretty, isn't it? The Mont Marte. We'll have to do a video on mixing colours, won't I? Is everyone able to get Mont Marte where they are? Hi, Eileen. From Florida. So what time is it over in Florida? I'm thinking maybe 11 p.m.-ish on a Sunday. I probably didn't pick a very good time, did I, to do this? I did start earlier, but I couldn't work out how to do it, so I'm starting a bit later than I should. All right, now the navy is pretty good. Okay, next. This one is the Mont Marte turquoise with just a little blob of phthalo blue to make it a little bit darker. See, it's a bit darker than that one. That was the turquoise with white. This is the turquoise with blue. So if you get your basic colours, you can make a lot of colours from them by adding other colours, which is nice. I am going to do a video coming up. I'm going to use coconut milk hair serum for cells. It's what I used to use when I first started pouring. 48, 50, there we go. Yeah, so that's going to be coming up soon, just to see. Just going to revisit the old coconut milk hair serum, see how the cells go. I might do 2 cups of white actually. So for a 30 by 40 centimetre canvas, 600 to 700 grams of paint. I tend to go a little bit more. I'd prefer to have 700, so I'm going to do 2 cups of white. Actually, I've got a little card somewhere. Hang on, I'll just go and get it. It tells you how to calculate how much paint you need. Let me just grab it. I've got all these little cards that I use for my classes on how to do things. Oh, there's that one. That's an older one. It'll do though. Just keep stirring this one. So if your canvas, you can give it an A and a B. So this is in grams. I have actually done a video on how to calculate this. So if you've missed that, you can go back and have a look at it. But this is just a little card that I've just scribbled on. A times B divided by 2.5 will give you the grams. And I haven't got a calculator at the moment because I'm using my camera to film and not my camera, my phone. And my phone's got my calculator on it. So this one, I would say this one's just a little bit too thick. Now when you're testing, hold your stick about an inch from the surface. No point going way up here because you're going to get a different look, isn't it? Because you've got more weight dropping down into the paint. Now that's leaving quite a big mound on a mound. So I'm going to add a splash of water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a little splash of water to that one. Hope you guys aren't being bored so far, hey, with me mixing paint. Right, move that out of the way. The coconut milk hair serum is that one there. But yeah, I'll do a video on it. It's quite, so I tend to get like wobblier kind of cells that don't really hold their shape as well as the treadmill silicone. So I'm going to use the treadmill silicone today. All right, let's do the white. Now the white I know is a little bit thin. It's always a little bit thinner. So I'm going to add probably 55 to 60 grams of white. I'm going to do 2 cups of white. There we go, 58. Okay, that'll do, 58. Centimeters. A times B. I have got, as I said, I've got a video that's on it, on how to calculate, and I do tell you how to work it out in inches as well. This is just centimeters, so A and B. So if this canvas that I'm using today would be 30 times 40 divided by 2.5. Just got a calculator on them. 30 times 40 divided by 2.5. Okay, so getting a little mound there, which is good. Anyone got a calculator? Shirley's not bored. Yay, Shirley! All right, so that's the one white. Now let me just grab another cup. And start again, zero that. Always make sure that your scale's on 0. If it's been sitting on for a while and you haven't used it, just tap it like that to wake it up, because they tend to go to sleep. If you haven't used them for maybe 20 seconds or 30 seconds, I'm not sure what it is, it'll actually go to sleep and turn off. And then you might get halfway through pouring your pouring medium in and it turns off halfway through. So yeah, that's really annoying. So make sure you wake it up and say, okay, let's get going, scale. And another stick. 0 that. And we'll do the same. We'll add like about 60, between 55 and 60 grams of white paint. 49. Oh, I was watching the numbers and not watching what I was doing. Oh, let me see if I can scoop that back up. Always have your little damp cloths ready to go. You can clean up after yourself. What are we on? 58. Okay, that'll do. Righto, guys, so that's my colours. And pretty much mixed up. So move all those out of the way. Righto, what have I missed out on? I feel as if I'm missing out. Everyone's talking without me. Hi, Destiny from Missouri. Good to have you. So nice having you guys to chat with all over the world. I really love it. I've been pouring for about 3 years now, doing these YouTube videos for about 18 months. And I must say, it's so enjoyable. I really, really enjoy it. Everyone's really lovely. I mean, of course you get, some comments that from trolls, I guess. Try and just ignore them. Hi, LS from New Jersey. What's the weather like over in the States today, hey? Beautiful sunny day today in Queensland, Australia. All right, I think we're nearly done. Stirring. Hi, Anne. Thanks for watching. Yes, that would be the total paint that you need. Bradley? Or am I talking to Anne? I don't know. Anne. No, she's talking to, I don't know. I've missed it. It's gone now. All right, let me just check all of these. I'm going to move that out of the way because I'm done measuring and mixing. And I'm just going to double check all these consistencies real quick. Yep, you're good. You're good. Good to go, as we say down under. You're good. Let's have a look at you. You're the little culprit, aren't you? You're still thick. Okay, I'm going to add another splash of water. I don't know what's going on with this blue. Brittany, these cups, let me have a look. I use 3 different sizes. I'm just going to grab one of each for you. Get these out of the way. These are my 3 cups that I use. So I'm mixing in this one. And that one says 225 mils. This one I'm going to layer and do the flips on. It says 350 mils. And then when I just do one big flip cup pour, I tend to use this one, and it's 540 mils. Does that help? Let's get them out of the way. Okay, so let's just keep checking these. Make sure that they're all the right consistency before I start. It's so important to have the right consistency. It'll make or break your pour. That one feels a bit thick. The blue always seems a bit thicker. Oh, and black. Black is always so thick, isn't it? All the blacks that I've worked with have been very, very thick, the paints. I don't know, it must just be that, that pigment is always thick. And then the white, well, the white's the opposite, it's thin. Okay, so now we need to work out the order. I'm just going to move everything out of the way, bring my canvas down, and then I can zoom you back out a little bit so that you can see. Whoops, going the wrong way. There we go. How's that? Oh, It's not working. Trying to zoom. Oh, all right, there. I'm just going to leave it at that. The light. What was that about the light? Oh, the light of blue. But you're talking about my light up here. I've got to actually, I can ask you about my light. Now, my big ring light is on. You know those ones that the people use for selfies? It's huge, big ring light. Now, this is it going off. I see I've got a bit of a shadow there. And that's it back on. I think I'll just leave it on for now. Okay, so now we have to work out the order that we're going to do our colours. So we've got the 2 whites that are on. Yep, yay, definitely need the light on. Okay, good idea. Thanks. Yeah, it was a bit shadowy, wasn't it? I've got 2 lights. Well, I've got my ceiling lights and I've got 2 other spotlights. Am I going to go next? Okay, well, light, dark, okay? So let's just try, because I've got 2 aquas, let's try one there with maybe that, and then we'll go dark again, and then we'll go light, and then I think this one's going to be an opaque because it's got so much white in it. I think it's going to be opaque, so I don't want to put that next to the white because it's also an opaque. Still worried that it's a bit thick. I don't know what's going on with this colour today. So yeah, I don't want to put 2 opaques next to each other. I get better rings in my cells if I do semi-opaque or semi-transparent next to an opaque. So we'll put that there. Oh, it's still not going to work really because that's going to be next to the white anyway, isn't it? Maybe I'll do that. What did I do before? I had it like that. I don't think it'll make any difference. Okay, next thing we are going to do. I've got my cups out. Now this is the silicone spray I use for my cups. And I get all my cups on eBay. I love eBay. I'm an online girl. I don't like going to the shops, finding parking, queuing, looking for things. That's the silicone spray. It's got this nozzly thing on it. So if you open it up like that, you can actually spray out of the end of it. But I prefer not to. So I just fold it over and then I use that. See the little nozzle on the top there? That little yellow spot? The silicone spray comes out of that there. So all I do is, and you press on top. So just give each cup a little zhuzh like that. Spray into the bottom. You don't need much. Try not to get it on your canvas. Normally I wouldn't do this on above my canvas. And then I just get some paper towel and run it along the sides, run it along the bottom, and just wipe each cup like that. You don't want a lot of silicone left in there. You just want a little bit just to help the paint glide out of the cups. Okay, and I have them touching. Makes it easier for me to just run my colours across. Alrighty. How are we going? We have a drink of water. I should have made a coffee. I'm going to read some of the comments before I do my next little step there. So that's the Spot On treadmill silicone oil that I use. I buy it from eBay. I haven't found anyone in Australia that sells it. It's quite expensive. I think it cost me about $65 to buy it and get it shipped in from the States or wherever it comes from. But, you know, one bottle is going to last you years. You only use a few drops in each cup, so it's going to last you a very long time. So I do think it's worth the investment. Just trying to catch up. If it weren't for Julie and other artists like her, I think I would have lost my ever-loving mind. oh, because of lockdown. Yeah. Can't find gloves. Yeah. I bought some gloves, probably 2 months ago. They were on sale in my supermarket. They were half price. I actually bought 4 boxes. And I'm trying to reuse them as much as possible. I have got clean ones today for you though, but those ones I'll use again. Righto, now we have got 50 grams of pouring medium, 50 grams of paint, that's 100 grams. It's just over 3 ounces in each cup. So 3 ounces means 3 drops, okay? 1 drop per ounce or 1 drop per 30 grams. So let's just put those in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do the white as well. I'm going to just put everybody can have some. Don't squeeze your bottle, hey? If you squeeze your bottle of silicone oil, you'll get like 20 drops out. Just hold it upside down and just let it drip out. Now, a lot of people say, if you want big cells, don't stir. If you want little cells, stir a lot. It's really got nothing to do with it, guys. It's the stretching of your cells, tilting of your canvas that's going to make your cells grow. If you don't stir your silicone in, you're going to get big blobs of oil in your painting, which then will stretch when you tilt, and they'll turn into big, like, wormy things. So you need to really stir it in well. Otherwise, you're going to have those big blobs of oil just sitting on your painting, and you don't want that. So it's the heat of your torch that goes down through the paint. You know, oil wants to come to the surface, and it brings your colors along with it. And if you've got nice thick paint on your surface, as in a lot of paint, when you torch, the heat brings the oil up through all those nice thick layers of paint and gives you beautiful ringed cells. Does that make sense to everyone? I know I've said it a lot of times. I hope it's making sense to everybody. I will zoom you back in a minute. Just wanted you to see the stirring. Thank you for saying about the stirring. Yeah. I know. I don't know why people say don't stir. You just get big blobs of oil. One day I'm going to do a painting and I'm not going to stir it all. I'm just going to flip it over and we'll see what happens, hey? I just need to tighten my hairband. Okay. I think we're ready to go, guys. I'm just having a little read here of what everybody's saying. Yeah, I guess it's probably quite late overseas. Maybe people aren't watching YouTube videos. Next one, I'll try and pick a better time, hey? Maybe mid-afternoon. But like 6 p.m. in the States, on a Sunday evening, is my 8 o'clock the following Monday morning. All right, let's get going. Now, I'm going to do 3 cups, as you can see. So I'm going to do 2 layers. So this cup of white has to do basically 6 layers. 1 of 3 there, and then I'll come back and I'll do another layer of 3. So we're going to need to use half of what's in the cup now. And as you can see, I just run straight across the tops. So we've got half left for the next layer. And just try and get your cup as low as you can into the other cup. Don't pour from up high because the colors are going to go straight through. You want them to sit on top. So try and get your cup as low as you can go. And then we'll put our lovely little tan color in there. Save half of that. Now I'm looking down here. It's not I'm concentrating on what I'm doing, but I'll try and have a little look and see what everybody's saying because I'm missing out on it. Montana is going to open on the 24th. Okay. It's 7:37 Sunday evening. Oh, okay. I thought it was later than that. Oh, actually, I'm looking at it backwards, aren't I? If it's 9 o'clock in the morning here, it's 7 p.m. the night before there. That's right. I was adding an extra couple of hours and making it 11, but no, 7. All right, so 9:37 here must be 7:37 Sunday. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? No, it's quite a reasonable hour on a Sunday evening to be watching YouTube. Now this blue feels a little bit thin. I don't know what's going on with this blue. That's all right. Hopefully it works, hey? Sometimes you have good pouring days and sometimes you have bad pouring days, but you know, don't take it to heart. Don't let it get you down. Just pull up your big girl panties and try again. I have bad pouring days too. You guys have seen my epic failures. You should have seen them when I first started though. Actually, I better not put too much white on there. Maybe I'll put a little bit of white at the end. Yeah, I think it's good for me to show my fails as well as my pours that work because they don't always work. Some say you should, done say you shouldn't. What? I had a bad one today. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. But as long as you learn something from it, I think that's important. Should have seen my paintings when I started. Oh my gosh. You know, I looked at them and I thought they were just wonderful. But it wasn't until, you know, a year later of practicing that, you know, I started getting a bit better. But yeah, people say it's easy to do, but it really isn't, is it? Takes a bit of practice, that's for sure. And starting with, like when you're learning, starting with craft paints, it doesn't really make it any easier because you're not going to get the results you want from craft paints because they're not highly pigmented enough to give you the types of cells that you want. So it's actually worth spending a little bit more. I wouldn't go and spend like heaps, like, you know, Liquitex Basics, things that are expensive. Well, they are in Australia. But don't use craft paints either. Use just a mid sort of ground paint. Mont Marte, Global, Wholecraft, Reeves. Not sure what you can get over in the States, but you know, you don't want to be spending too much if you're still learning, but you do want to have paint that's going to give you good results and make good cells. Basically, if your paint doesn't tell you on the bottle if it's a opaque or semi-opaque, it's probably just a craft paint and I would steer clear of it. But if it's a paint, I'm going to swap these two over, I think. If it's a paint that tells you on the side what the transparency is, and there'll be a little circle or a square or something like that, that will say, you know, that'll be coloured in. If it's fully coloured in, it's an opaque, which means it's thick and you can't see through it. If it's half coloured, opaque colour, and if it's just a circle that's blank, it doesn't have any colour in it at all, that means it's a transparent. So you get really pretty cells if you can get a transparent. Oh, look at that, I broke my stick. If you can get a bit of each, it'll be good. You'll get pretty cells. Yeah, Mont Marte don't make any transparents as far as I know. I'm just going to finish this off in the middle cup because I've got a little bit left. hope these colours are going to be pretty together. Would it be embarrassing if I did a bad pour while you're all watching? Ha ha. No, you're all watching all the time. Sometimes I get really nervous with you all watching. I have to, I'll try and do my best. Okay. I don't have any dogs in with me today because I thought they might start barking and then it'll be annoying. Now let me just see if I can zoom you back in a bit. I'll move you up a little bit anyway. Okay. Alrighty, are we ready? Does anybody have any more questions before? Actually, I'll flip these over and then I'll have some Q&A time, okay? Let's move those out of the way. And when you flip, don't hold it like that because you're just going to pour out. I like to hold it on the bottom. Fingers are in line with the edge of the cup. Hold it like that. Don't squeeze it. Like that brings your elbow into your side. Once you do that, it brings your elbow in. And then it's very quick, just a flip of the wrist like that. Okay? So you're not squeezing it. I've seen people that sort of hold it like that. I mean, I guess you could. That's just how I do it. So hold it underneath like that. Just supporting it very, very lightly, just so it doesn't wobble. And over. It does take a bit of practice. When I do my workshops for the ladies that haven't poured before, I actually give them an empty cup. And I say, here, practice a little bit. And it's just learning how to get your wrist to flip over like that. And if you have a little bit of a splurge, it doesn't matter. Whole canvas is going to get covered anyway. I know you don't want to lose the whole lot, but you want to have a little bit of a practice. Okay, let me have a little look here at the screen while this is sitting. You make a mess. I used to. Oh, the drag. Yeah, the drag. Again, I get an empty cup and I practice with the ladies that come to my class. I give them an empty cup, and once they've flipped it over, I say, now you need to practice, because some people will do this, and of course all the paint's just fall in there, and then you get a little tiny stream of paint because they've just sort of done that and everything's poured out. I like to hold it like this, and I drag. It's pretty fast. See that? So even if you're holding it like that, and if you did that, obviously the paint's just going to fall out in a big puddle, isn't it? So it's a flip and drag at the same time, like that. So you need to have a little bit of a practice. No point going too fast like that. You're going to have half the paint left in your cup. It's just a practice. You really need to just practice, practice, practice. Too slow and your paint will come out in a big puddle there, and you won't have anything for the bottom. Too fast and you'll still have paint in the cup. So it's just a practice. You will just have to keep trying. Righto, let's try this. Sometimes I don't even drag properly. Now see how the silicone oil has cleared all the paint from the bottom of the cup there? Pretty cool, eh? All right, now let's see if I can do this. I've just said to you guys it's practice, but let's do this. Wish me luck. I tend to flip it over and then drag it and then slowly slow it down a little bit, but I don't like how I get these blobs, and I think it's because the paint falls from the top down. Now the paint that you've got left in there is fine for your edges. So just slowly pour it out like that. Don't go in a swirl or something like that. Just leave it like that. All right, let's see if I can do better with this one, because I don't like those, but I just end up getting them. Just do. All right, so there's still some paint left in here. Actually, I'll leave that one for now. Do this one. That one I did a little bit slower on purpose because I want to pour this paint back up here. Like so. Don't be tempted to fill that in, okay? Just don't do it. Whatever little bits of paint you've got left in your cup are going to be muddy because they've been flipped over and back and then flipped over and then back. You don't want to flip them again for a third time. They'll just make mud. Got it? Man, that's cool. What the flip and drag. Look at those colors. Woohoo! All right, so you guys know what we're going to do next, don't you? Hopefully you've seen enough videos. Oh, some say you shouldn't put silicone in black and white. Some people prefer to have just silicone in a few colors. I've done both. I think they say don't do the black and the white, Susie, because they're opaque. But I've got like the light blues and opaque as well. Yeah, I don't know. I've tried both. I don't really see any difference. I forgot my corner catcher. Hang on. I'm just going to go here and grab one. Now, I just cut up pieces of cardboard and basically fold them like that. And then that's it. That's my corner catcher. Easy. So the thing about your cells is if you've got, you'll be able to see them later on, hopefully. If you've got opaques next to the semi-opaques, you'll get rings. If you just get two opaques next to each other, you'll probably just get like bullets. They'll just be blobs of color and they won't have any rings around them. So I'm just going to tilt one side off and then we'll torch, okay? Any other questions before I start? The amount of cells will be determined by how much you torch. If you torch heaps, you're going to get heaps of oil coming up to surface because you've given it all that heat. So you're going to get lots of cells. If you don't torch very much, you're not going to get very many cells. All right, I'm going to put the corner catch. Actually, I'm just going to go left to right. I'm just going to walk my paint. You don't want to go straight down because then all your edge paint there is going to fall off. You want to go left and right because you want to fill in these gaps first before all that goes. So this is why you do that. Now I'll put the corner catch on because I don't want to lose too much. It's a bit tricky getting to this little bit there, but we will get there. Keep your corner catcher on until you've gone over the edge. Bring it back. If you let it go too soon, all the paint will just fall off. So that corner's done. Now this is where I've added that extra paint there. So I'm going to go that way as well, just to get those stripies off a little bit. So we'll go into that corner and then back. Now we're pretty much done with that corner catcher. I'll turn it around. Make sure you take your drippy gloves around your canvas like that. The last thing you want to do is drip into the middle of that gorgeous, gorgeous blended background. So once we torch, we will get the cells up for those people that haven't really poured much before. As I said, the heat from the torch or blowtorch, whatever it is you're using, is going to go down into that thick layer of paint there that you've got and come up to the surface. And as it comes up, it's going to bring all those layers of paint up with them and hopefully give you pretty cells. Actually, maybe I'll just get another can because this one that I'm using is covered in paint. So this is what I use. This is a refillable can. It's got that little notch in it. You see the little notch there? That's what that sits into. So when you buy this, It's called Trade Flame. I just buy it from Bunnings, which is the Australian big hardware store. It comes with a can, but you can buy these cheaper butane cans from the camping section. That just sits in there like that and then twists on. Okay, that's it. That one's pretty full though. When you start with a full can, it's likely to be a bit of a flamethrower until it, gets the butane through. So I'm just going to use my old one, turn him on low, click that, and away we go. All right, now, nice and high, hey? If you're close enough to be popping bubbles, you're too close. Going round and round in little circles until I can just see the little spits happening. As soon as I see them happening, I move away and come back later. As soon as you see those little spits hitting the surface, move on. Come back later and do some more if you want to. If you get too close, you're going to get a big cluster of cells, and you're also more likely to get caterpillars. I don't know why. I really don't. It's just, obviously it brings up too much oil at once. I don't know. I don't know the science behind why we get the caterpillars. I just know that I get them if I get too close, and also if my mix is too thick and I get too close with a thick mix, then I get them. Hopefully my mix won't be too thick. Now I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing down here, so I'm not looking at my screen. Okay, I think that'll do for now, she says as she keeps torching. Always torch again later. Right, now while that's sitting there for a minute, I'm just going to have a look and see if there's any questions. Emily, yes, the canvas panels do tend to warp. Probably stay away from them. Tiles are really good to practice on, especially if you're a beginner, because you can just wipe the paint off with a paper towel, throw it in the trash, rinse it off and go again. You don't have to worry about prepping canvases, worrying about them cracking if you paint over them. I don't like to pour over a previously used canvas. Mine tend to crack, and then the canvas boards do warp. So tiles, if you can get cheap tiles, excellent for learning on. What else? Caterpillars are lines of cells. Yes, they are. And I do have a couple. My mix is obviously a little bit on the thicker side today. I'm probably just not, concentrating as much on what I'm doing because I'm chatting as well. But yeah, if your mix is a little bit too thick, you'll get caterpillars. Right, now what we do is, these cells are really quite small, aren't they? So now we want to stretch them. We don't want to go straight down again because we'll end up with long skinny cells. We want round cells, so we need to go left and right and left and right as we're heading down. So let's do that. And I need to cover this side anyway. Hopefully it's not going to be too muddy. Go over that side. I'll go over this side. And go over that side. We're using the weight of the paint, the momentum of the paint. Push it over the edges. There we go. Look, we're over. Woohoo! Okay, now put that down for a minute and see what we like and what we don't like. It is beachy, isn't it? We've got our sandbanks. You always have to have your light colors with your dark colors too. It's important to get, nice blended backgrounds and pretty cells. Yeah, Michelle at McEart, she's lovely, isn't she? Hi, Michelle, if you're watching. MDF boards, yeah. When I wanted to do big pours in the olden days, I got some MDF boards and they warped. It's just not worth it. What else? It's beautiful. Oh, thank you, Linda. Very nice. Thank you, Kathleen. People say I'm a good teacher. I don't know. I'm not a teacher. I'm a nurse. But I don't know. I think it's because I have to educate my patients, you know, once they go home after they've had their surgery, I have to educate them. So I say, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, and do this and don't do this, and take your medication and do your exercises. And so I'm always telling people what to do. Right, now I'm going to turn this around. And now that little stripy bit there doesn't bother me. It bothers some people. You could, if you wanted to, take the weight of the paint all the way back down. And I'll try it because I've got a bit of a cluster here. So I'll just see what happens. I'll start moving it. If I find that everything's getting too elongated, I will stop. What do you think? Should I go for it? A great teacher. Thank you, Gloria. It's hard coming up with different color combinations. Yeah. Oh, you like seeing my birds, Kimberly? Yeah. And I'm on puppy watch at the moment because Lexi's due to birth in a couple of days. I'll show you I might show you a bit of the birth video if I video it. Some people like it, some people don't. Yeah, if you've got a big canvas and it's sagging, you can also I use folded up puppy piddle pads and I put it underneath to stop them sagging if it's a really big canvas. All right, let's walk this paint. You can see where the weight of the paint is. You can see what's moving and what's not moving. I actually like that corner. I wouldn't mind I always get this sort of rounded, half round there. Wouldn't mind getting a little bit of that off and a little bit of that because that's quite busy there. So that's what I'm going to go for, okay? So I'm going to still go left and right, but I'm going to go more left than right. So I want to just get that. It's nearly there. You watching? Look at that. It's almost there. There we go. It's gone. Gone skis. Now we need to walk the paint back up. Don't just leave it hanging on down the side there. It's going to come back into the middle. I'm checking my composition as I'm going. Now see how these ones are getting quite elongated. So once that starts happening, you know that you really can't stretch it any further. What I could possibly do if that was really bugging me is take the paint down and then quickly turn it, and that will get it off. And that'll actually straighten up my lines, but I'm not going to do that today because I think it's pretty good. Now, shall I torch again? Shall we get some more cells up in these blank areas here? Who says torch? Who says torch again? And who says no? Anybody? No, Cheryl says, I didn't get close enough to pop bubbles. Yeah, I don't mind that. They'll just go on their own. Stay bubbles, and then you're ending up with Cell City and caterpillars. Torch, no! Torch again. Throw some heat. Yes, no, yes, no. Yay, nurses. My daughter and I are nurses too. Yay. All right, I'll give it a little bit of a torch. Let me get my glove off. Actually, no, I won't. I'll just wipe it and then I'll get my torch back. All right, so the area that I would like to get a little bit more color in is through here where it's looking a little bit murky, and through there. I think if you're going to torch, it's best to do it before you finish tilting. That way you can at least stretch them a little bit. Now it's hard to get in there without hitting everything else. I'm just going to do a few. There we go, maybe a couple over in that corner up there. It just gives you an option to get a little bit more colour into your paw. Maybe a few in this little stripe here too, hey? Okay, so I didn't get very close at all because I'm trying to like aim into there or into there. So all I ended up doing really was popping a few bubbles, but because I didn't want to get too close to sort of aim into that section there. But look, I did get a few more. Yeah, got a few popping up. Get a couple more just in there. Oh, no, don't get trigger happy now, Julie. Don't get greedy. All right, and we'll just give them a minute. So you've got a little bit close there again. There's a few there, but I don't mind having different sizes of cells. You know, you've got some big ones, you've got some medium ones, you've got some little ones. How's that? There's a dolphin. Where's a dolphin? Next time, please add super chat so we can tip you, please. Super chat. Never heard of super chat. I do have a PayPal me link, if that's any use. And I do really appreciate everyone's little donations, big or small. But yeah, I haven't heard of super chat. Right, now I'm just going to tilt. I don't want to get any paint off the surface. I just want to see if I can open up some of these little cells that I've just got, okay? So we're just going to basically left and right, up and down, just move them around a little bit. I'm not actually going to take anything off the canvas. I'll try not to anyway. Just open them up a little bit. Okay, that is me done. Right, now the last thing you need to do is get your little tool. Really handy for all kinds of things. And I'm just going to put on an angle like that on its side, and I'm going to scrape underneath the canvas, and that's going to catch all that extra paint. That once I move the canvas over onto my drying shelf, I don't want it to keep dripping, do I, all over my shelf. So catch the drips underneath. This is where you can make sure that your corners are all covered at the same time. If you want your corners covered, you run down there. So I need a little bit of paint just there. And if you can, try and match the colour. It's not always possible because your colours are so blended on your puppy piddle pad. Oh, I didn't talk to you about my puppy piddle pads, do I? I use the puppy piddle pads, training pads, under my paintings. They're really good because they're absorbent. So they're going to catch everything. I personally not into skins and things like that. So yeah, that doesn't interest me. I'm just going to clean off my little corner catcher and then I can use that again. And I buy my puppy piddle pads in, again, I buy them from eBay. I'll show you what it looks like. I think I buy like probably 400 at a time. Well, not 400 packets, but 400 piddle pads. That's it there. Just from eBay. Again, love eBay. Okay, I'm gonna just pick this up and just fold over this piddle pad so that I can have a little bit of a cleaner area for you. Now that just gets folded up and chucked in the bin. I can't use it again. It's too full. Sometimes, you know, if I haven't made a huge mess, sometimes I can use them again. So what do we think? Do you like those colours? Looks pretty, hey? I'll bring you in for a close-up as soon as I get that paint off my hand. Probably should have brought in more than 2 cloths, I think. Right, while you guys are looking at that, let me just zoom you in again and then I'll see if I can answer some questions. Whoa, that's a bit close, isn't it? How's that look on the actual screen? What I see through my camera is a little bit different as to what I see through my tablet. There we go. That's pretty good. All right. Try saying puppy piddle pad 5 times fast. Yeah. Tongue twister. Big dolphin. Where's the dolphin? Here. I don't see a dolphin. Where? There? Anyway, it's pretty good. Hey, do you like it? Like those colors? And it's not like too stripy. You can't see, you know, my 3 definite drags. I guess you can a little bit, but because I've kind of moved them around a bit, they're not too bad. I think a lot of people like the more movement in it. And when I just do one big flip, or maybe 2 flips like that, if I do 2 flips to the outside, I don't get very much in the way of lines, and it's more organic. So I'll do one of those. So Henny, there we go. I'm so excited. I've done my first live. Did you guys enjoy that? Thank you so much for joining me. Now that I know how to do it, I'll do some more, and I'll advertise them so that you can actually make sure that you can join in. First pancake shenanigans. What's that? I love pancakes. Oh, you're very welcome. Hi, Auntie Jan. Yun. It's Yun, isn't it? Not Jan. Yun. Hi, Yun. Hi, Shirley. All right, I'll start saying goodbye, and thank you so much. Hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you've learnt something. You like my painting. That's the most important thing. Thank you, Kimberly. If you need an admin on your channel, give me a call. Will do. Thanks, Yun. Bye, Anne. You found it by accident. I know. It was a bit of an accident that I actually did it because I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to go for it because I've been putting it off and putting it off because I didn't know how to do it, the lives, but I finally figured it out. So I will have more of them. And yeah, if you have any suggestions on what you would like me to do in the live, my next live, just there's, you know, in the comments below, just add what you'd like to see me do, or colors, or if you just want a question and answer, but I'd have to be doing something, hey, otherwise you're just looking at a blank table. Or me, I guess I could show me again. But I just jumped out of the shower, my hair's wet, I haven't got any makeup on, I'm in my dirty painting scrubs, so no face this time, but maybe next time when I work out, seeing I've worked out how to do it. All right. I just found the live at the end, of course. Oh, you can go back and watch it again. I think it'll hang around, won't it? Okay. Oh, you want to see a bloom? Okay. Yeah, we'll do those. I have to get my big doggy piddle pad out. Oh, do you want to see my couple of swipes? My bloom swipes that I did? There's one. That was the beach, one of the beach ones. It's dry now. These are so fun to do. That was one of them. Actually, I don't even think that one's... Yeah, that was the first one I did. Oh, actually, I haven't shown you the video of this one yet. That can be a sneak peek. And then this was the second one. This one was more of the cliffs. That was the ocean meets the cliffs. I think you guys have seen the video on that one already. And then the next one, the video hasn't actually gone up yet, but it was sort of a combination of the two, which I was trying again. So this was my third try. But yeah, the video hasn't gone up on it yet, so a bit of a sneak peek there, hey? Just combines those two. So yeah, really, really like that one. And don't forget to hit the little notification bell so that you can be notified when all my videos come up. Pretty lacing on that one, hey? Really nice. Okay, right, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. And I'll see you real soon. Thanks, Crystal. You're welcome, Debbie. Hope you've enjoyed that little video. I don't know how long it goes for, actually. It doesn't say. Okay. Bye, Grafit. Bye, Anne. Bye, everybody. I'll have to work out how to turn this off now. That's my next challenge. All right, I'm going to go around the back of the table and see if I can turn it off. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe. Well, bye for now. I don't know how to turn it off. I don't know. Where's the button to turn it off? Do I just X out of it?